How's it going, everybody? My name is HylianLuke, and welcome to my first Q&A video. I'm going to be doing a weekly series of this where every Friday on my Twitter or Discord I ask you guys a question relating to The Legend of Zelda or to any other Nintendo game or video game in general. My first Twitter question was, do you think Breath of the Wild could have been a better game? Why or why not? And I got some responses, luckily, so let's dig into those responses. Remember, if you do want to be a part of these weekly questions, be sure to follow me on Twitter at HylianLuke or join my Discord channel in the description below. And without further ado, let's get started. Radicool on Twitter says, I don't think so, because personally I think it's the best it could be. For being the first Nintendo Switch game, it was amazing. The world was enormous, the story was outstanding, and the gameplay was enriching. Maybe it could have a little more closure at the end. I absolutely agree with you, Radicool. The gameplay was absolutely phenomenal. I loved exploring the landscape. This game consumed my life for months. Absolute months. This game was absolutely phenomenal. I loved every single second of it, but near the end of the game, it did start to feel a little repetitive, and the end of the game did feel unfinished. Fighting Dark Beast Ganon did not feel as amazing as I feel like it should have been. Dark Beast Ganon was this giant monster, so I was really expecting at some point, maybe when you're shooting Ganon with the light arrows, all of the malice starts to deform, and it reveals Dark Beast Ganon's like underneath the malice, and then using Link's climbing abilities, you have to climb up Dark Beast Ganon, and you have to attack weak points on his body. Something like that would have been really cool, because you would think that the main mechanic of the game would have something to do with the final boss, maybe, but they got the best of us. So anyways, yes, Radical, I do believe that you are right, and the ending should have been a little bit better, but overall, it's a very good game, yes. Exposure says Breath of the Wild could definitely have been a better game. If they improved weapon durability and had better voice actors, then it could have made the experience way more enjoyable. Exposure, I also agree with you on that statement. The weapon durability was a problem in Breath of the Wild. A lot of people did not like weapon durability in general, and some people felt that all the weapons were way too fragile and that everything should have lasted a lot longer than they actually did. Because for the most part, like sticks, I mean, yeah, it's a stick. Hit something 4 times, it breaks. What do you expect? It's a stick. But yeah, I totally agree with you. Weapon durability could have been a bit better. And Nintendo could have totally fixed weapon durability, because they could have added blacksmiths and other stuff. They could have made weapon durability overall last longer on weapons. And let's say there's a weapon that you really, really love. Like you found this new weapon. Oh, this is so cool. I can't believe I found this weapon. This is really cool. But I can't use this weapon because I'm afraid I'll break it. So Nintendo could have easily fixed this by adding in blacksmiths, because then you can use that weapon that you really wanted to use. You found this cool new weapon, you can use it, do some damage, put health bars on all of the weapons so that you know how much health they have left, how many hits they have left before they break, and then you can go to a blacksmith, use some materials you found on your journey, fix up those weapons, boom, they're brand spanking new, you can use them again, wow, 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 there you go, keep hacking away at those bokoblins. And then, anyways, that's it for the Twitter responses. Let's move on to the Discord responses. Tony says, I think it couldn't be better. I never played it. Alright, well, maybe you've seen some gameplay or something, and from what you see, it's a pretty awesome game. And if you haven't played it, dude, Tony, you totally need to play it. It's an amazing game. I think everybody that owns a Wii U or Nintendo Switch needs to play this at some point, because it's such a great game. I freaking love it. It's amazing. Hudson the JoJo says, I haven't played it myself, but the one thing I could say could be better is the story. Yes, I just talked about this. The story is it feels unfinished. Even with the Champions Battle DLC, it's a bit unfinished. You get to learn more about the champions and more about the in-game Breath of the Wild lore, but overall, it's an experience in terms of story. But if you're going to play Breath of the Wild, I would not play Breath of the Wild for the story. If anything, I would play Breath of the Wild purely for the exploration and discovery. Because the discovery and exploring, climbing mountains, going into swamps, doing all kinds of cool stuff, fighting bad guys, fighting lizards, fighting bokoblins, fighting moblins, fighting all those good old Ganon monsters, getting loot, grabbing the loot, finding new materials, finding clothes, just being who you want to be in Breath of the Wild. It is a phenomenal experience. So if you're gonna play it, you need to play it. Deku Nut says, I never played it. Like I just said, you haven't played it, you need to go play it. Don't have a Switch, go get one. Pineapple Leaf 17 says, add multiplayer to it. That could have made it better. Perhaps a duel at the Bridge of Hylia with horses and spears would be cool. Yes, I agree with you. A multiplayer is always a fun experience. Pineapple Leaf 17. Multiplayer is, without a doubt, something that Zelda has been very experimental about, but it would be very cool to have some kind of Breath of the Wild multiplayer mechanic. Maybe you have to have your own Switch, but every character is Link, but you have a Nintendo Network ID above your head so that you can tell who is who, or they can do a 4-player / co-op mechanic where every Link has different colored hair. So green Link, player 1 Link has green hair, player 2 Link has red hair, player 3 Link has blue hair, and then player 4 Link has purple hair. Or they could do a co-op thing where after you beat Breath of the Wild, you could unlock co-op where after you beat Ganon, you can travel around Hyrule with Zelda. So player 2 is Zelda in Breath of the Wild. I think that'd be another pretty good idea. But anyways, enough with the multiplayer. Let's move on to the next response. SSB Wolf says, I think it can be a better story. It is one of the biggest things in Legend of Zelda, and Breath of the Wild has a pretty bad story. SSB Wolf, I totally agree with you. The Legend of Zelda series is best known for its amazing in-depth lore-based stories, and Breath of the Wild did not deliver on this, which is really a shame. It really is a shame. Hopefully they get the story better in the next one, but for now, that's all we can really hope for. For what Breath of the Wild is in terms of story, it is pretty good, but it could have been so much better. It did not reach Zelda standards, in my opinion. No story has really wowed me or invigorated me, got me super engaged since Zelda Skyward Sword. So I was really hoping Breath of the Wild would surpass this, because before Breath of the Wild, Zelda games have always been able to surpass each other in terms of main console and even the handheld games. But Breath of the Wild did deliver in terms of gameplay and all that, but when it comes to the lore and story of the game, it did not feel very satisfactory. John Garcia says no, and that's it. Well, alright then. If you got nothing to say, you got nothing to say. But hey, I'm glad you at least said something so that I can talk about it. But John, like I've been telling like the past 3 people, if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, you need to play it. Everybody deserves a chance to play this beautiful game. I absolutely adore it. But I do believe that is everything. That is all my responses for this question. So tune in next week when I talk about my next question. I will be posting my next question for episode 2 of this series within the next couple days after this video has been uploaded. So be sure to check out my Twitter and Discord in the description below. And without further ado, I am going to do my outro now. So thank you guys so much for watching this Q&A video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like, as every single like you guys give me will help me grow as a channel. My name is HylianLuke, by the way. Totally forgot to mention that. Yeah, if you really enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like. Every single like you guys give me will help me grow as a channel, like I already said. I think so. I have short-term memory loss. I don't remember. Just kidding. I don't have short-term memory loss. I'm just babbling on. Alright, let's keep going. Anywho, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell notification so that you know whenever I live stream or upload more content. I do live streams from time to time, but be sure to tune in whenever I do, because it's lots of fun. Trust me, you won't regret it. Last but not least, I do have Discord in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Check out my Discord so you can be a part of my community, be a part of my Q&A questions, be able to chat with all of my other good old fans, my fellow Hylians, my Hylians boy. And follow me on Twitter in the description below as usual. I ask my questions there, and I always review my Twitter questions first before my Discord ones. I just feel like it works better that way. And I think that's everything. I also have Facebook. Totally forgot about that. I don't use Facebook as much, but I do have a Facebook in the description below, so if you want to check that out. I don't ask my questions on Facebook, but if you want to give it a like anyways, be sure to. I'd really appreciate it. I think that's everything. I think that does everything. Oh, last but not least, I do have on Custom Ink, I do have some merchandise going out. So if you guys want to order some merch, I know it's a little bit expensive. It's $30 per shirt. If we can get 20 orders in by June 15th, then they will be made. But if we don't get 20 orders in by June 15th, then they will not be made, and nobody will be charged. So that's the good side, I guess. But I'm babbling on. Thank you guys so much for watching this. My name is HylianLuke, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.